When you sip on a glass of wine or crack open a cold beer, the last thing on your mind is its carbon footprint. But while alcohol might be a party staple, it's quietly leaving a mark on the planet. From heavy wine bottles to resource-hungry production, your favorite tipple might be contributing more to climate change than you'd expect. So, can we enjoy our drinks and stay eco-friendly? Here's our report.
Let's raise a glass to climate awareness. Whether you're a craft beer lover, a wine aficionado, or partial to a cheeky spirit, your drink of choice might be packing more than just a buzz. It turns out our beloved boozy beverages are quietly sipping up carbon emissions, contributing significantly to greenhouse gases. But how bad is it really, and can we drink more responsibly and sustainably? Let's uncork the facts. A growing body of research reveals that alcohol, which is often excluded from eco-food debates, carries a carbon cost worth examining. For example, a 2021 UK study found that drinks, primarily tea, coffee and alcohol, make up around 15% of the emissions from diets. Meanwhile, a 2018 Swedish study zeroes in on alcohol, estimating it contributes around 3% of overall emissions. Now, before you start pointing a finger at your neighbor's wine stash, the Swedish researchers found significant differences between beer, wine and spirits. Beer, for instance, emerges as a greener option per litre, with roughly a third of the footprint of wine and spirits. But before you high-five your pint, portion sizes change the equation. A standard 350 millilitres of beer emits 0.28 kilograms of carbon dioxide equivalent, or CO2e. A 150 milliliter glass of wine hits 0.32 kilograms of CO2e, while a small 40 milliliter shot of spirit is the lightest at 0.09 kilograms of CO2e. So while that gin and tonic might win the sustainability sprint, the story doesn't end here. For example, cider has twice the carbon footprint of beer, while sparkling wine and champagne match still wine. Brandy or cognac, well, they have higher emissions than vodka, sherry or cream liqueur. All proof that not all spirits are equally spirited in the climate stakes. And surprise, it's not just the booze, it's also the bottle. Studies show that packaging accounts for a whopping third of the emissions from spirits and wine. Some wine bottles weigh as much as their contents, hence doubling transport emissions. Viticulture, which is grape growing and production, also contributes to emissions, while diesel-powered farming equipment and fertilizers are minor offenders compared to heavy glass. To combat this, producers are moving towards lighter bottles, and a few trailblazing shops are experimenting with refillable wine bottles. Innovations like these could take a load off the planet, and perhaps your conscience too. For those not ready to give up their tipples, the good news is that creative companies are mixing sustainability into their drinks, like bread beer made from discarded loaves to cut food waste, vodka from old croissants and pastries, and regenerative farming for beer ingredients like barley to improve soil health. There are even spirits produced using captured carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. If you're an average drinker, then your alcohol habit generates around 52 kilograms of CO2 emissions annually. This is equivalent to 4 steaks or 70 glasses of milk. For heavier drinkers, this figure skyrockets to 4 times higher, with men out-drinking women in both consumption and emissions. Still, there's hope for greener sips. Whether you're opting for lighter bottles, upcycled spirits or beers brewed with eco-love, small changes can add up.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT. Only on First Post.